Hey everyone, Megan O'Leary here, and I am joined by one of the stars of Sunday night's co-main event, Eddie Alvarez, who takes on Anthony Pettis. Eddie, thanks for joining me.
I'm happy to be here.
You've got a big challenge in front of you on Sunday night against Anthony Pettis. Dana White said a win over Anthony Pettis changes Eddie Alvarez's life. Do you agree with that?
I have a great life. I'm very happy with my life. I don't want my life to change much, to be honest with you. So that scares me a bit, but if we change financially, that's always a good thing. Otherwise, I don't care for much else. I find peace and comfort in my family, and my kids, my wife. I don't think I'm doing this for anything other than to push myself, to see what I got every day, bring the best out of me. And then in the meantime, I can support my family, so it's the best of both worlds. So I'm definitely looking for that big fight, that couple $1 million fight, so I can go out and say, this was all worth it, this whole journey. Definitely looking for that. But in the meantime, I'm building myself, growing my spirit, and having a great time. You
said you'll dictate where this fight goes. Do you do that by using the threat of wrestling?
The threat of wrestling. I don't feel like there's a lot of lightweights in this division who possess the power I do. I think that's underestimated.
Oh, big shots by Alvarez. Huge shots.
Although I haven't knocked out anyone yet in my last two opponents, I feel like when guys get hit by me, they understand what I bring to the table, and it's a huge threat when they get hit by me. So I'm not sure he's felt anyone touch him like that, so we're going to touch him a little bit as well.
If you don't get the knockout, you're in these fights where you're grinding. There's nonstop pressure. You're always moving forward. Anthony did say, I'm not looking to make this a war. Does that bode well for you because you're a guy who can take damage and really inflict damage for a full fight?
Yeah, I don't think any fighter is looking to be in a struggle. Nobody really wants to deal with a great amount of adversity and have to overcome it and things like that. But the truth is, that's what the fans are here for. The fans don't want to see an athletic competition, or else they go to football. There's a lot of athletes in this sport. Anthony's an athlete. Still not bought yet that he's a fighter. Still not sold yet that he's a fighter. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's phenomenal at what he does. Quick, fast, keeps the distance well. Not sure if he's a fighter. He could have showed it better in the Rafael dos Anjos fight, and I feel like I didn't see that from him. I wanted to see that from him. As a champion, I wanted to see that from him, and I didn't. I've watched Anthony Pettis. I love what he does. When he first did that kick off the cage, I was like, man, why didn't I do that?
He ran off the wall like a ninja and landed a high kick. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that.
Just to be that focused, that in the present, to be able to do something like that, speaks wonders of the type of fighter he is. It's fun to be in there and enjoy yourself. But there's a lot of things that he doesn't do well at all. And I've heard interviews recently, him saying, "Oh, Eddie's just good at everything. He's not great at one thing." I feel like I'd rather be good at everything than be like really bad at one thing. And I feel like he got his title shot, but in the lightweight division, you don't keep that title if you have deep wounds, deep holes. And he does. So I just feel like he's been beaten, and he's been beaten by guys less than me. And he'll be beaten again on Sunday. And I don't know why fans put me at such a slight underdog, or such an underdog, but I won't be the one shocked when I win. It's going to be the fans, I guess.
How does this fight go down then on Sunday night for you?
I feel like regardless of how pumped up and juiced up he is and excited he is, he'll move fast, but eventually he'll feel my power. I'll weigh on him. I feel like I'm gonna catch him with a big shot somewhere in the paint and then put him down and submit him. I feel like if I could see the fight going any way, close the distance and hit him hard, hit him good, and he goes down, and then we jump on him quick.
Your camp was in Florida for a little while. You did this camp back in Philly, back with your family. What does that atmosphere, being at home and being with family and being around people you've known for years, what does that do for you mentally?
It gives me a break. When I was in Florida, I slept on a cot, and I would FaceTime with my kids, so that was like sort of guilt-ridden for me to be like a cyber dad. And then And then there was real no break, so you would train and then you would come home, get your little break, and then train again. So it was like fight, 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 fight. And I think when you do that, you start to overthink things. You start to overthink the whole game too much. You need a mental break. You need to break up that monotony. And it's always good to be able to sleep with your wife, you know. Being home helped with everything. And I feel like it's to my advantage, and it couldn't happen at a more perfect time with a more perfect opponent.
When people think of Eddie Alvarez, they kind of hear two things. You're tough as nails, and you're from Philly. And it seems like if you're from Philly, you're always tough as nails. They just go together.
Growing up in Philly, it's tough regardless, but where I come from, Kensington, synonymous with fighting. It's where Rocky was filmed. There's boxing gyms on every corner. So you pick your boxing gym and then you kind of battle with the rest of them. 8, 10 years old, walk down the street with, you know, four boxing gloves and knock for your friend and see who's got it in them today. Most of the time it was always the bigger kid, like, yeah, I'll fight you. So, but it was all fun, you know, we all enjoyed what we were doing.
What'd your family think of that?
My dad was the one who sort of encouraged me to learn how to fight. I think a part of this is, you know, making my dad proud. He bought me speed bags, boxing, punching bags, weight when I was young, like that down in my basement. I remember playing with all that stuff. So my dad sort of encouraged it. It wasn't until about 5th grade where he actually let me box. I think I was around 10 years old. He let me go to an actual gym and train. I remember being scared to death my first sparring match. I sparred a kid who was a lot more experienced than I was, but I did really well. I kind of beat him up good, and he had to do a bunch of time on the jump rope afterwards, and I got all the praise, and my trainer was happy with the way things went.
Was MMA on the radar early on, or was it something that ended up evolving and then you thought, okay, I can be good at this?
I think I wrestled in high school, and I think a lot of wrestlers watch MMA and they think, oh, I can do that. And I was that guy. I was wrestling in high school. I went to a UFC event in Atlantic City. I think Matt Serra was fighting. It was a long time ago. And I remember just being there, and I was there with my brother and a couple friends. I told my brother, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna end up doing this. And sure enough, I got out of high school. I didn't go into college, and I decided I'm gonna start training. So we started right in the basement.
You fought a lot overseas, a lot of time in Japan. What was that experience like?
My goal was always to get my hands on the best guys in the world outside of the UFC. So I was me and the UFC were not enemies, but not best of friends in the past, because I was just trying to build value for myself. That way I can be of value when I came to the UFC. So I just feel like going overseas, fighting the Japanese in Japan, fighting Mexicans in Mexico, fighting Russians in Russia, it just gives you a sense of comfortability, and after years of fighting, you understand that like you're all you need. You just need yourself. You need a good, strong belief, and get in there, cup and mouthpiece, and go fight.
We are so looking forward to this fight. This is a matchup that fans have been dreaming about for a long time. Cannot wait till Sunday night. Best of luck to you, Eddie.
Thank you.